In this video, I'm sharing with you the tiny habits that I do every day, well, nearly every day. Hi, my name is Leah. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm passionate about health and well-being, and I also specialize in macrobiotics. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and liking this video to get more of the same type of content. So first up, the first thing I do is I wake up to an alarm clock, not my mobile phone alarm. So for many years, I used my mobile phone, my smartphone, as an alarm clock, because of course, your smartphone has an alarm clock setting on it. However, I would find that having my phone next to my bed at night leads to all sorts of trouble of checking messages, going on social media before going to bed, and even more terribly, looking at social media the first thing in the morning. So I invested in an off-grid mindfulness meditation clock and alarm, and it does the trick. It's got a beautiful gong that wakes me up when I need to, and I love having it beside my bed. I also use it for my meditation practice. If you want to learn more about the off-grid mindfulness meditation clock and alarm, then check out my video where you'll find a link somewhere nearby. The second thing I do, which is a really important tiny habit, is when I get up, I put cold water on my face. And this just helps wake me up, nothing like a bit of cold water to get your facial muscles and your eyes and your whole face and brain waking up in the morning. After I do that, then I do some face yoga exercises. And again, face yoga is something I've been practicing for a number of years, and it's just part of my daily routine now. I just do a few stretches in the morning in front of the bathroom mirror, and I know that I can look good and feel good about myself for the rest of the day. After that, I like to go and take myself for a walk. And I have a dog now, so I obviously walk the dog. But before I had a dog, I used to walk anyway. And it's just a habit that I've gotten into over the years. And a day where I don't walk in the morning before I have breakfast just doesn't feel right. So it's this habit that's so ingrained in who I am that I need to do some exercise in the morning. After I come back from my walk, I hop in to a cold shower. Now, cold water is a great way to wake up the body again as well. It helps close the pores, and it's really good for immune function. So it's really good to boost your immune system with cold water. Now, I'm usually in there from about 30 seconds to a minute, and it's just a straight cold shower. I know a lot of people like to have a hot shower or a warm shower and then switch it to cold at the end, but it's a completely different experience when you just go straight in cold all out. Now, this is something I do again most days, if not all days, even in wintertime when it gets a bit icy. And it's just a good way to actually really feel alive. And who doesn't want more of that? And then my next habit is meditation. Now, this is something I've had an on and off relationship with for a number of years, but I'm really trying to maintain a more regular practice here day by day by day. So 10 minutes is where I'm at. I feel that's a really achievable amount of time. 10 minutes out of a whole day, it's really nothing. So I'm sure you and I can sit down and find some quiet breathing meditation time in our day. So I'm going to flick now to the other end of the day, the nighttime, when I'm getting ready for going to bed. And one thing that I really have trained myself to do as a tiny habit is to floss my teeth. Now, you might think, well, who flosses their teeth? Well, I'm putting my hand up for that one because I think flossing is super important. Now, my teeth tend to get things stuck in them, and I think it's really important to clear away the debris to prevent plaque buildup and just to maintain gum health as well. And there have been studies to show that good mouth hygiene improves your mental health and well-being as well. So I think flossing is a really great way to improve your oral hygiene, and that's why I do it every day. Also, what I do is journal, and I have 3 journal prompts that I like to use, and you can find my video about those again somewhere nearby. And basically, the 3 journal prompts are: a moment I appreciated today was, something I'm proud of today is, and something I'm grateful for today as well. So those 3 key points are a really great way to end the day off and get me ready for closing my eyes and going to sleep. Now, the other thing I want to mention, which I mentioned at the start, was to shut off the phone. Now, I leave my phone outside of my bedroom And I sometimes use the phone alarm as a backup alarm for the mornings when I teach yoga. So I make sure I have 2 alarms. But because my phone is out of the bedroom, I have to get up physically and go shut it off. I leave my phone on at the moment because my mum is unwell, and just in case she rings me in the middle of the night, I want to be able to get to the phone. But as a general rule, if I didn't have to do that, I would shut my phone off completely, shut it down, and not have it on at all. And if you can do that, then that is a great way to just make sure that you're not going to get up and check it in the middle of the night if you head out to the bathroom or, let the dog out and feel drawn towards your phone. Because it's shut off, you're less likely to turn it back on again. Now, the other thing I like to do, and this is just a tiny habit that makes me feel good, and that is reading in bed. I love to have a book beside me on my nightstand so I can just read a few pages before I go to sleep. I prefer to read fiction at nighttime, but sometimes I might pull out some nonfiction. But just having a book that I can read a few pages of takes me into a different world, gets me out of the everyday, and I find it's a lovely way to sort of let go and relax at nighttime. And then the other thing I do is use mouth tape when I'm sleeping. Now, this is something I don't necessarily do every night, but more often than not, I just get a little bit of mouth tape and tape my mouth so that I'm more likely to breathe through my nose when I'm asleep. Now, I have a video about mouth tape too, so you can find that nearby as well. I suggest you have a look. If you're curious about using mouth tape and haven't done it before, then that's a great starting point to learn about this really simple technique that can improve your well-being whilst you're sleeping. So they're my top tiny habits that I do on a daily basis. Do you do any of those yourself? I'd love to know. Leave a comment below. And if there's any that are new that you're not sure about, leave a question and ask me about it, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please consider subscribing and liking this channel so you can get more content on a regular basis. Thanks for watching, and I wish you all the best. Have a great day. See you next time.